here in the United States, there is renewed attention to a bill that would compel social media apps to shield children from sexual abuse, bullying, and risky stunts that can cause injury or even death. The New York Post reports that two major figures at social media giant X, including owner Elon Musk, support the Kids Online Safety Act. The bipartisan measure passed the Senate over the summer by an overwhelming margin, but it stalled in the House over Republican fears that it could lead to censorship. Earlier today, supporters gathered on Capitol Hill to try to revive interest in the bill in hopes of getting it passed before the end of the year. They included a group from Parents SOS, whose children were injured and in some cases died from online harms. And one of the members from Parents SOS joins us now, Maureen Molak. She lost her 16-year-old son as a result of social media harms. Maureen, thank you so much for being here with us, and my condolences to you. Before we start talking about COSA, tell us a little bit about your son.
My son David was a great kid. He was tall and lanky and a basketball player, and he had been playing basketball pretty much his entire life. He loved to make his friends laugh. Wasn't the greatest student, but he was just a typical 16-year-old.
Yeah, and what happened?
David was the target of cyberbullying for months. He was threatened, and it was just devastating to him. We tried to get it to stop. I mean, it was on Instagram, and we were even reported it. And we ended up having to change schools to get away from his perpetrators. But David's story really started way before that. He was addicted to social media and online gaming. After a basketball injury, he turned to that in order to fill the void for social networking for him. And over a period of about 8 months, we saw a complete change in his behavior, where he was showing all the signs of compulsive use and a behavioral addiction, where he was lying about completing his homework. He was sneaking around using his devices when he wasn't supposed to. He would get angry and aggressive when we would try to get him to stop. And then there towards the end, he started stealing from us in order to purchase virtual assets to increase his player power through some of these games. And even after he had been medically cleared to go back and play basketball, he no longer wanted to. He preferred to sit behind a screen. And that's when we really knew that we were up against something that we had never experienced before. And we were getting him the mental health supports that he needed. But it wasn't enough. And that's when the cyberbullying started. It was like the match on a bonfire that just exploded in our home.
Yeah, it's hard for parents now, even harder than it's been decades before. And you're part of a group, Parents SOS. You're in town in Washington, D.C. today to talk about COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act. Tell us why that's so important and why you want to get this passed before the end of the year.
Well, Parents SOS is made up of lots of parents whose children have died from various harms, from purchasing drugs on social media that were laced with fentanyl, kids whose children have died from suicide after a sextortion, and from choking challenges. And so we've come together and we've been advocating for COSA for about 2.5 years now. This is my 14th trip to DC, and to try to encourage lawmakers to pass COSA. It passed out of the Senate 91-3, and we were just so encouraged that we were going to get it done this year, and now we're kind of in a holding pattern.
Before I let you go, do you have any advice for parents? It's so hard to navigate social media for parents and those that may be experiencing some of the same things that your son did. Any ideas or any thoughts to help them?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to have these conversations with your children and make sure that they understand about all of the different harms that are out there, and we need to protect them, but we also need to harden them. So by educating them and letting them know that no matter what they experience online, they can always come to us no matter what, and that we will help them get through it.
That's great advice, Maureen. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all that you do. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you, Tracy.